All right, baritone players, today may be the most important lesson in your baritone career because we are going to unlock the fretboard. After today, you're going to be able to move the scale anywhere you want and move licks anywhere you want. And in doing those two things, you're going to be able to transpose songs into easier keys for your voice. You're going to be able to move licks into other keys, and you're going to unlock the fretboard. You're going to need to pay attention. I'm going to have all the information here, but you can get an in-depth printout by becoming a Patreon with links right here. New ukulele Wednesday and Saturday, so subscribe if you like this kind of content. Let's just jump right in. So the very first thing that we have to review is E minor pentatonic shape 1. And that's going to be an open D string, 2nd fret, open G string, 2nd fret, open B string, 3rd fret, open B string, 3rd fret. Now with these concepts, it helps to think about the nut as kind of a finger that you can't move. So even though it's open, there's still this invisible finger pressing down here. The other thing we need to talk about is root notes. So in the E minor pentatonic, the root note is the E note. It's the note that gives it its name. We have one of them here on the 2nd fret of our D string and the open E string. Now, from the E note to the G note is 3 notes. E, and you have F, F sharp, G. So if I want to make my E minor pentatonic scale a G minor pentatonic scale, everything needs to move 3 frets. And I'm going to repeat that, okay? Now, if I want to move my E minor pentatonic scale and make it G minor pentatonic scale, I need to move everything 3 notes. And I know that because my E to G is 3 notes. When you want to know how many to move your scales, what you look at is the root notes. So if I take that O2, O2, O3, O3, and those tabs, and I add the number 3 to all of them, I get 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, 6. This is the exact same shape that we did. Note in the E, from the open to the 2, it's 2 frets. Open 2, 2 frets. Open 3, 3 frets. Open 3, 3 frets. The G minor, 3 to 5, 2 frets. 3 to 5, 2 frets. 3 to 6, 3 frets. 3 to 6, 3 frets. So if it feels confusing the first time, don't give up, stay with me. Questions about this, put them in the comments. Believe me, this is a concept that if you get down, your playing is going to totally explode. Now in that G minor, the roots are in the same spots in the scale. 3, 5, we have a root. 3, 5, 3, 6, 3, just like the open E string. We have a root there. So root here, root here. Within that shape, the roots are always going to be the same place. So I'm going to try to construct with Photoshop right here something that's going to be crude. But if you just look at just the shape by itself, you'll see the root is in the same spot no matter where you plug it in. So let's take this shape and let's play it like this. 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Okay, so the first thing to do, where are the roots? Well, we have 5, 7. Roots always in that same spot. So whatever this note is, that's the scale. The root note tells us the scale. The root note tells us the scale. If you look at the shape and identify the root note, then the root note tells us the scale. 5, 7. Let's find the other root note. 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. Root note, root note. Always in the same place in this shape. Now, this is only shape 1, but the concept applies to all 4 shapes. But learn how to move shape 1 before you learn how to move any other shape. So, if we know this note or this note, we know what scale it is. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Let's see if that checks out up here. D, D sharp, E, F. There are no sharps and flats between E and F. F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Checks out. A. Octaves are cool. Anyways, focus time. If you're really liking this but having trouble clicking it, I also do private lessons. My email is in the description as well, plus some cool information about this baritone I'm playing. All right, so let's do this again. We have another scale right here, and what we're going to do is we're going to play 8-10, 8-10, 8-11, 8-11. So we have to find the root notes. Well, 8-10, we have a root note there. 8-10, 8-11, 8. Root note there. They're always in the same spot, everyone. If we know this note or this note, we know the scale. Now, you can walk all the way up, but the notes repeat at the 12th fret. So a D note on the 12th fret is also a D note. G is also G. B is also B. E is also E. So instead of climbing all the way up to 10, just going to go D, C sharp, C. Now if I were to climb up, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, no flats between B and C, C. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C. Checks out. 2 C notes. So 8-10, 8-10, 8-11, 8-11 is C minor pentatonic. So that's how you move the scale. Well, how does that apply to licks? Let's take a look. We're going to have a lick here where we're going to go 2 pull 0, 2. So do 2 pull on the G string, 2nd fret of the D string, open 2, open 2. It's important to be able to count this stuff too. It's triplet. Well, I'm sorry. It's 1 pola, 2 and 3 and 4. So we finish on the and. Okay, that's our lick. Slowly. All right. Now, if we look at the scale, we can see where the roots are in the scale. So 0-2. Well, where do we see the root in the lick? Same place. We're going to use that root note to help us move this lick. So we see the overlap. It's important that you're able to see how the lick fits inside of the scale. Right? 0-2, 0-2. We're just using these 4 notes. So we use our knowledge of the scale to find the root in the lick. Now, if you ever don't know what key you're learning a song in, a good idea is just to Google the key. There are other methods to identify the key of a song. If you're interested in how to do that, let me know in the comments and I'll do a lesson on that. So let's say this lick, if we add 5 to every single number and we get something that, well, let's add 3 to every number. Let's start a little smaller. We get something that goes like this. 5 pull 3. 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. Now note, because we moved everything evenly, we're still in the same key. If you were to move one note further or one note less, then you're starting to get out of the key. To transpose, everything has to move equally. To transpose, everything has to move equally. To transpose, everything has to move equally. So we did that, which means the root note will be in the same place. It was 0-2 here, right? 2nd fret. So in this lick 5 pull 3 5, there's our root. It's in the exact same place. If you look at these licks next to each other, you can see at the end of the triplet, it's the exact same place, because to transpose it, we need to move everything equally. So if we know what that note is, we know what scale we're in. And that would be D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G. So this lick, 3 5 3 5 3 6 3 6, comes from our G minor. We moved everything up by 3, found the root, plugged in the shape that we know. We were able to identify it. Now, even if you didn't know what scale you were using, if you knew this one lick was an E, you could move it to G, even if you didn't know that scale, because everything moves equally. So E, F, F sharp, G. If you want your lick in E minor to sound like G minor, everything moves up 3. If I were to move it up 4, it would be G sharp minor. All right, we're going to transpose the same lick. I'm going to play it up here, and I'm going to pull 7 5, 7 pull 5, 7th fret of the D string, 5 7 5, 7th fret of the D string. Okay, so we know that this is the root note because we moved the lick, everything equally, so the root will stay the same. What is this note? Well, if 5 was G, G sharp, A. So we know that this lick is minor pentatonic. We know this is an A note, so we know this lick is now in A minor pentatonic. Okay, here we have the same lick now. It's 4 pull 2, 2 4 2 4. Triple a do 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 do, 1 pull a 2 and 3 and 4. Now, I want you to try to figure out what key we're in, okay? And then we want to see how it sits in the scale. So, where's the root? Okay, I'm going to give you about 5 seconds to let me know what this is. If you need more time, pause. This note would be D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp. So we're playing this lick in F sharp minor now. Okay, now what would shape 1 of F sharp minor pentatonic look like? If we know the roots here, we should be able to construct that. So I'm going to give you a second to try to play it. Then I'm going to show you what it is. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here it is. 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 5. Root here, root here. Now that's it. If you want to take this the extra mile, play it on Instagram or TikTok and tag me at tenthumbspro and play it in the key that we didn't play it in and let me know what the key is. So be like, oh, the lick right here is in the key. I'm not going to say just in case you do that one, okay? Go ahead and give that a go. That's it for this lesson. Please, any questions, leave them in the comments. New ukulele every single Wednesday and Saturday. Make sure you subscribe. Think about becoming a Patreon. It's cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger, and the printout will definitely accelerate your learning. Again, I do private lessons. Email me 4 times at tenthumbsproductions.com. Summer's ending, so we're definitely taking some new applicants, all right? Okay, that's it. That is how you move licks when you're soloing. Keep on rocking, keep on rolling. Thanks for learning with us.